Hello everyone, welcome back to Crow's Whisper Tarot. Today we're going to be looking at what is going to be happening in the next 3 months. So let's jump into the reading. Welcome pile 1 to your reading. Let's have a look at your cards. So we got tea leaf cards, we've got animal spirit cards, and we also got astrology. So let's have a look at astrology first. We have retrograde and we have 4th house with home. I think this is going to be, the next 3 months is going to be something where you're able to establish more of a security, a community for yourself. Review pretty much means that you're going to be going back, reassessing, reconfiguring whatever is going on in your life. It could be related to the home where you're able to redecorate or renovate, move houses, something along those lines. Rethink your strategy when it comes to the home. The other option that you could be getting as well with retrograde is being able to relearn past lessons that you've done previously and then reassessing those as well. We also have lion spirit with be generous. So it can be that this is going to be the next 3 months of you figuring out what is best for you and reviewing that and reestablishing what is meant for you, what you want in the long term, and what is going to benefit you to be your best possible self. So that could be on the cards for you as well. We have dolphin with financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. There you go. So whatever you have been working towards achieving, it can be coming back to you. For some people, it can be, again, effort related, something you did. So it could be from anything to the work effort that you have put in. It could be relationships that you have built over time, and that's going to lead to financial gain in the long term. For example, establishing a business partnership. And again, something you've done in the past and retrograde go in hand. So it can be, again, going back, learning lessons, and then being rewarded for it later down the track. Or being able to go back, meet people, reestablish relationships, and then go back into it and see how it goes. We also have vulture with depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. I think, again, it's being able to build the key to the next 3 months is being able to see your worth as the lion spirit, being able to see you as a leader, as someone who has potential, and someone who can build on your own character and be able to present yourself as the shining light. Okay, so the inner beauty comes from within. You can see that in the way that it gradiates out into the light. So something to look forward to. But let's get a few other cards to see what the next 3 months is like. What is the next 3 months going to be like? I think that's it. So we have the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, this can be going to experience new emotions. It can be being open to new relationships, being able to connect well with the people around you. It can also lead to being able to give your heart over to something. So it can be a business project. It could be some of you are getting new pets. It could be that you are getting into a lifestyle that is going to make you more happy. Again, with that vulture card, being able to have a really positive mindset coming towards you. We also have Empress, so lots of self-care, being able to make sure that you're in the best possible mindset, making sure that you have all the resources you need, you're well protected. Again, Empress is the sign of beauty, so it can be that you are focusing on looking beautiful, or it can be that you're doing a bit of shopping, a bit of self-care, things along those lines. And we also have 3 of Wands, so going on an adventure, being able to travel for some of you, being able to go into new spaces and really enjoy what is there, trying new foods, exploring your general area. For some of you, it can be hiking, There's a lot on the cards for you that are very, very positive. Let's have a bit more of a look at that vulture card that popped up. That was the only thing that was negative about this entire spread. So we have Six of Swords and Wheel of Fortune. I think, again, with retrograde, is establishing things from the past. It can be doing a lot of shadow work, being able to understand past emotions, being able to understand your subconscious, and moving away from that, moving forward from that, looking at the past, seeing what happened, being able to come to terms with it, and then moving forward. Again, that's sort of learning a lesson on its own, but that leads to new pathways with the Six of Swords and also the Wheel of Fortune. So potentially that's going to lead to more benefits down the line. So something to consider. Let's have a look at finances. We've got the Ace of Swords, so making really clear-cut financial decisions, being prepared for worst-case scenarios, but really being upfront and interactive when it comes to looking after your finances. So it can be that you're going to be more restrictive in terms of how much you spend, or being able to target your goals in terms of financial situation as well. Now, what about love life? Love life, Four of Swords. I think there's an element of being satisfied with what you have, but also Four of Swords is about reviewing again. So being able to be more enlightened about the relationships that are meant for you, what makes you happy, what benefits you, and that's going to lead to a lot of financial success, maybe for some of you, but romantic success and success in the love life that you want. What about in terms of business, in terms of work? We have the Six of Wands reversed and the Two of Swords. I think there's a decision that you need to make for yourself, and it could be, again, that retrograde card that's coming in, but making a decision for yourself on what is most necessary for you, being able to establish what is meant for you, making a decision regarding that, and based on that decision, you could or could not you might or might not get financial success and gain, but it's all up to the decision you make. So is there a way to help out make that decision? Is there something they should consider? Seven of Pentacles. What's going to work out in the long term? Don't look at short-term gains. Think about what is going to help you out in the long term when it comes to business and work success. That's something to consider. It does seem like finances have popped up quite a few times in this reading, and me accidentally saying it as well. But when it comes to the home, finances definitely help in the first house setting, because without it, we will not be living very comfortably. So that's something to consider. So, any other information that this group should know about for the next 3 months? That was way too many cards. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Hard work is important for this next 3 months. We have the Nine of Cups. So again, looking after yourself, being in your best way, making sure that you are happy and content with your life as it is. And we also have the Queen of Swords. So making decisions while thinking things through very clearly, not making any rash choices, being really good at analyzing what is in front of you. That is what is important for the next few months. So that was part of your reading, but I think there's a few other cards that want to come out. So let me just go through all of these. We have, for some of you, a fair woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, grey or white hair could be important for this next 3 months. So that's something to consider as well. For some of you, it can be related to business, it can be work related to your love life, or it could be just related to, again, communication in general and relationships that we got. So that's something to consider. So that was your reading, pile 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Welcome, pile 2, to your reading for the next 3 months. Let's have a look at your cards. We have astrology cards, animal spirit, and tea leaf, as well as the Way of the Panda tarot deck. So let's start with the astrology. We have Ceres with nurture. We have Capricorn with achieve. And we have Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. Very interesting. So this is going to be, for the next 3 months, it's going to be a focus on being able, a lot of work related achievements, being able to look after yourself and your surroundings and make sure that you are fueling yourself with the best possible interests for yourself, not letting yourself be harmed in any way, making sure that you are healthy, that you're looking after your physical, mental, and emotional health more than anything else. And with Coyote Spirit, I find this interesting because it can mean that, again, you are going to have detours from what you expect, but it's going to lead you towards a better path. Potentially for some of you as well, it's being able to be really resourceful, being able to see things from a positive mindset. So even if, you know, there's not much changes or benefits that are going to happen, it still means that you're able to see the small details and really assess things from a critical eye. So that's going to be very significant. We also have hand, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. For some of you, that could be you offering guidance to someone else or asking for guidance. And we also have bird flying, news is on the way. So again, trust in divine detours or a helping hand. Either way, you're going to find that something that you have been waiting for with that news is going to come towards you. So something to look forward to, absolutely. So let's have a look at any general messages before we get started. Okay, we have the Chariot. So speeding towards your desires with determination and comfort, knowing that you have exactly what you need and that everything that is meant to be for you will come with your determination and guidance. We also have the Fairy God Panda, so potentially Spirit is working in your favor. It's a unique card for this deck, but it does seem like there's going to be a lot of changes. Potentially you might see signs with a lot of birds in them as well, in terms of signs and synchronicities, but it does seem like you are going to be having a very interesting time trying to determine exactly which way you're going to be headed, but you are being guided either way, so that is very exciting for the next 3 months. We also have the Four of Swords. So it's the ability to spend time contemplating, reflecting on what you have, what you want to achieve, where you want to be in the future, any little things that are happening in your life. Try and journal, try and determine exactly where your mind's at and what you want to achieve in the long term. That's going to be pretty important for the next period of time. We have the Page of Wands as well. So this card is going to be showing exactly the adventures that you're going to have, what you want to achieve, being able to follow through with those decisions, being able to unlock your creativity and being able to present that. For some of you with the Nurture card as well, it can be that you are offering assistance to another person or helping look after someone. It might mean for some of you that you are going to foster either an animal or might look after a niece or nephew, but there's some relationship to like a motherly nature coming through. So that's something to consider. Any other pieces of information? I think that's it. We also have the King of Swords as well. So being able to really assess things from a very objective point of view. I think that leads in with the Coyote spirit of being able to sort of nitpick and really make sure that you see things from a unique perspective. And it might just happen automatically for some of you. Other times it can be just putting in the extra effort of trying to see things from an objective lens rather than sort of following what we see on the surface. So that's something to keep in mind. What are finances like in the next 3 months? We have the 8 of Wands, the Death card, and Judgment. There's going to be a shift in finances, and quite a significant shift, and maybe that's news you're sort of waiting to hear. Maybe some of you win the lottery, I don't know, but there's going to be a significant shift in your life in terms of finances, and with Death card, it is finances for the better. So there's nothing negative about that at all. So I think whatever you have been establishing, whatever you have been working towards, it's going to start showing its rewards later down the track. For very few of you, it can be that you inherit something in terms of finances, but that's for very few of you. Let's have a look at love life. What is love like in the next 3 months? We have the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. This is a good thing. So you're working towards being really comfortable with relationships in general. You're going to be spending time trying to not just focus on love as a whole, but also focus on the relationships you already have with loved ones. And with the 10 of Swords, I think for some of you, it is about an ending of relationships that don't seem to be evolving. I think there are some relationships out for some of you that have either become stagnant and so need some sort of change, which will indicate the 10 of Swords. The other thing is if that other person in the relationship isn't trying to work towards bettering themselves. And it doesn't have to be that you have to completely change your personality or grow continuously. That's not feasible. But it's about being able to reflect on themselves. And I feel like if they are not able to reflect on themselves, they're not going to be able to become a stronger person for some of you. So that is part of it, but it's also making sure that you are looking after yourself. You're spending time with people who really mean a lot to you, not spending time with people who sort of drain you over time. And with the Queen of Wands, it's about putting your energy out there and being as, enthusiastic and successful as you like. Part of that for some of you, if you are single, then again, put yourself out there. If you are already in a relationship, it's just meaning that you are spending time for yourself, spending time making yourself happy, and whatever that means for you in terms of the relationship. So let's have a look at work life and business. What's happening in work for the next 3 months? Love it. Sun card, excellent. Work is great. It can be that you're spending more time working alone for some of you, or just being able to reflect and sort of clean things up in terms of your workspace or being able to move forward. We also have the 5 of Pentacles, which is technically about being alone and isolation. So with the Hermit card, it could be that you are working alone for a period in the next 3 months. For very few of you, it can mean some sort of shift in work that doesn't work in your favor. But with the other cards that surround it, which is the High Priestess and the Magician, I think things are going pretty smoothly along with that Sun card. So even if it feels like for a period of time you're going to be sort of isolated or alone, it is going to benefit you in the long term if you use your skills really well. So let's have a look at a few other cards that want to show up. That's it. We have Pineapple with reconciliation. For very few of you, it can be related to that 10 of Swords card from that perspective, but it can also be that you're going to have some sort of reunion with someone from your past, or someone who needs that helping hand, or someone who's going to bring you news. But either way, there's going to be reconciliation, so that's something to look forward to. Alright, so that was your reading, pile 2, on the next 3 months. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile 3 to your reading. So today we're going to be looking at the next 3 months. We're going to be using the astrology cards, animal spirit, and the tea leaf cards to see what this month is going to hold. We have the solar flares with activate. We have Aries with act, so they sort of go hand in hand, really. And we also have the armadillo spirit with setting healthy boundaries. So for some of you, it can be that you need to distance yourself from things and people that aren't in your favor. Create boundaries, create space for yourself, and making sure that you are mentally happy with the circumstances that you have. But there's an element of acting and making things happen. We also have December. So December could be a significant time frame for you. We'll have a bit of a look at that as well. And we have Pale, time to get out of a situation. Maybe that's time to act. But anyway, that does sort of coincide with those healthy boundaries. So we'll wait and see what's going to show. What are the messages for the next 3 months? We have the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, and the High Priestess. More than anything, for the next 3 months, you need to make sure that the people you spend your time with are worth your energy, especially with the 4 of Cups, making sure that what is offered to you is what you want, being satisfied that that is exactly what you need. And with the 5 of Wands, it's about making sure that if there's competition or people in your life that are competing for your attention, make sure that that individual is actually worth your time. Use your intuition. Using your intuition is very important for this month. So listening to your gut before you act, and also making sure that you are at your highest potential energy is going to be really important. So making sure that you are spending your time wisely and making sure that things are going to be working in your favor. A lot of cards are popping up for some reason. I'm getting stacks of cards popping up, which is rare for this particular deck. We have the World card. So things are going to be shaping up. We also have the 2 of Wands. Potentially you could be planning to travel, planning a trip. For some of you, acting, making plans. For some of you, it's planning for your future and making sure that you're aligned with what you want. We also have the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Magician. So you're going to be focusing on creating for yourself. That's really important for the next 3 months, is focusing more on yourself. It could mean in some cases that you're going to be a little more isolated from the people around you, but that is technically to make sure that you are mentally in a safe space. with the Nine of Swords usually indicates anxiety, depression, fears, that sort of thing. It's the ability to sort of work through that and focusing on the positives and making sure that the environment you're in is going to fuel you rather than sort of let you go. So that's what the solar flares are doing, is it's making sure that you yourself shine and making sure that you are at your most energetic, that you're at your most comfortable, and that's going to lead to a lot of benefits in the long term. So let's get into what are your finances looking at for the next 3 months. We have the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. With both of these cards, it's showing that you are going to be in a really good state mentally and financially as well. That things that you have worked on from years ago is going to start to accumulate over time. That's going to lead to more benefits. So that's something to look forward to. It doesn't seem like there's any losses in particular that we should be aware of, which is good. Let's have a look at love life. What's love life going to be like? So we have the Knight of Swords, the Hermit, and the Sun card. So love life is going to be quite interesting for the next 3 months. I think for some of you, you could have someone who is wanting to pursue you but hasn't made the move. For some of you, it can be that you are in your best possible energy. It just depends on what circumstance you're in. But if you are single, it's potential for someone to sort of pursue you, to want to get to know you better, to spend time with you, especially with the Hermit card and the Knight of Swords. If you are already in a relationship, it could mean that you are being satisfied with spending time with this person, but also being alone, being able to have really interactive conversations with the person you're with, and potentially that's going to lead to plans for the future for some of you. But I think overall it's going to be a very nice time with relationships in general, so that's good. Let's have a look at work and business. What's happening there? That's way too many cards. Let's take that one, and the other one fell first. So Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. So making sure that you're making decisions by thinking things through very thoroughly, making sure that you're looking at all the hidden liabilities, looking at hidden fees and things that sort of, and legal aspects of things that can sort of get away over time that could be imported, making sure that you're reading through all the rule books and making sure you follow those, because it's very easy for things to be written in contracts that sort of create loopholes and affect you in the long term, so just be aware of those sorts of things when signing contracts. But we also have Nine of Cups. So with that, it just means that you are spending time really thinking through what is important for you in terms of happiness and growth and following through with that, rather than focusing on what anyone else thinks and making sure that you are in the right space. That is going to be what is most important for the next few months. The other thing that was coming through again is December, so let's have a look at what that entails. What does December entail? We've got the Lovers card. The Lovers card is interesting because it can mean that you are going to be set up with two different parts. That is, either one could equally fulfill you and bring you to happiness, but it just depends on which option you prefer. So it could be a decision that you make. But either way, if we have time to get out of a situation, for some of you, it can be in terms of relationships, it can be in terms of situations that affect you. But either way, you're going to be given a pathway in December. For some of you, that's going to build upon that and make it easier to progress. So let's have a look at a final tea leaf card. We have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So again, something to look forward to. There is going to be a pathway that's going to open up much later down the track, and it's really your decision in terms of what you want to do and which way you want to go. So that's something to look forward to. So that was your reading, pile 3. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.